welcome you back to the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo for Period 3 in Game 3 of the Adams Division Final. And the score locked at 2. The Sabres coming on in the second period, but Pat LaFontaine, Dick, late in that period, was hurt on this play.
He goes down on the face-off with Muller. Now, at this point, the seconds are ticking away, the last few seconds of the period. He got up and he was on the limp, and then when the buzzer sounded, he was very close to the gate where they went off, so he just went directly off. Now, we watched him coming on here to start this third period, and he seemed to be at times testing his right leg, and you almost get the feeling here now as we watch him as he goes over to the bench. Whether he was going to start and has come over, I don't know. John Muckler taking his time here, wanting to see who Jacques Demers has out, so we'll keep our eye on this. You'll recall perhaps in the last 10 minutes or so of Game 2, he was very rarely was LaFontaine on the ice, if at all, at that point. Played one shift in the overtime, which of course didn't last very long. Now there he is after that face-off play against Muller, obviously on the limp, getting up, and he seemed to still be favoring it as they came out to warm up for this period. And it should be a dandy period, Chris.
It certainly should be. LaFontaine on the limp. Alexander Mogilny has gone to hospital with what is suspected as a broken ankle, but no confirmation of that. Nevertheless, it's the Sabres who have the momentum as we start the third period. Errey sending it in, and LaFontaine now on the ice, forechecking for Buffalo. Here's Presley picking off an errant pass. LaFontaine shot. Errey after it against Odelein, and now Bellows flipping it out. So it looks like Buffalo hasn't lost any of the jump during the intermission. John LeClair hit right in front of the Buffalo bench, but the Canadians cleared in. Richard Šmehlík checked by LeClair. Bellows looking for a loose puck, centers it back to Odelein, spins and shoots. It's blocked. And that's Kirk Presley who goes to the Sabre bench. Ryan Bellows puts it back in. Shots are 22-16 favoring Buffalo. Here's LaFontaine scooting in on the right side. Around the net, shovels it in front through the goal crease. Khmylev also up front for Buffalo. DiPietro for the Canadians. Along the boards, Carney pinching in, ties his man up. Puck comes free for May. Brad May centers it. Penalty coming up. Penalties coming up against Montreal. Ledyard flips it in. LaFontaine after it. So the Sabres early in the third will go to the power play.
Everything going the Sabres' way. Fraser on one side of the ice, the infraction on the other, and the Canadians' Paul DiPietro gets a call for slashing after only a minute and 41 here in this third period. Now there's the call right there. The puck, the stick rather, very high up on the shoulder. Houlder. And the Sabres brace for a power play chance to take the lead. Oh, there it is, not Houlder. It's Brad May. We got him in the second time around. Buffalo on the power play. Mogilny is gone. And DiPietro is gone for 2 early in this third period. Montreal with only 4 shots in the second period. And 7 forwards on the Canadians have not had a shot on goal in this game.
There's the Buffalo power play story, but the last time they had the man advantage, they scored. But here's Carbonneau. Carbonneau shot, scores! Short-handed goal by the captain.
Boy, you have got to figure that 2 of the Canadians' 3 goals have been very strange on Grant Fuhr. This one, I believe, hit the Buffalo defender. Carbonneau coming in, watch it go off the skate of Doug Bodger and change direction just enough to baffle Grant Fuhr. The puck on the ice through the legs of Fuhr. There's the shot, deflecting off Bodger through Fuhr, and the Canadians, 8 seconds into the penalty to DiPietro, get a goal from one of the Sunshine Boys, as Scott referred to Carbonneau and Denis Savard. Innocent-looking rush. Carbonneau fooled them, I think, Chris, by not shooting the puck down the ice, but just keeping it in making the play.
Dick, that's Guy Carbonneau's first goal on the road this year. 3-2 Montreal. Will that take the start out of Buffalo? Audette back to the point. They're still on the power play. Houlder, nice pass, and it goes off Wood's skate out to center. Randy Wood has 4 shots on goal for the Sabres. He leads everybody on the ice tonight in that department. Out there with Dale Hawerchuk and Donald Audette. And it's Wood with the puck as the Sabres again try to come from behind. Wood tripped up. Desjardins flips it in front. Keane reaching for it. Houlder there. Hawerchuk centers it. It deflected past Wood and is cleared down by Keane. 52 seconds left in the Sabre power play. 3-2 Montreal on a shorthanded goal by Guy Carbonneau at 1:49 of this third period. Ledyard clears it in. That's 12 the crowd here in Buffalo. LaFontaine looking for the loose puck. Ledyard's moved up. Now it comes to the line and out. Sutton, who has a goal for Buffalo, clears it back in. Patrice Brisebois played it strangely, and it bounced to the side of the net. Now LaFontaine looking for it behind the goal. Kicked it free for Errey. Errey lost control, and the Canadiens clear it. And the penalty to DiPietro about to expire. Ledyard quickly turns. DiPietro back on the ice as Ledyard clears it in. So a real momentum shift early in the third, and here's DiPietro firing right on, and Fuhr covers up. And the fans getting on the veteran Sabre goaltender a bit here after the go-ahead goal by Montreal.
Carbonneau gets the shorthanded goal from Brisebois. They finally got around to making the official announcement here at the auditorium. That power play for Buffalo was powerless. They didn't get a shot, but they were set back on their heels a bit with the Carbonneau goal early in the penalty.
Carbonneau with the game winner in game 2, and now with the go-ahead goal here in the third game. But we're just early in the third period as Šmehlík clears it back in for Buffalo. Khmylev first man to the puck. Brad May behind the net. May centers it back to the point. Šmehlík shot off the target, off the glass and outside the line. Šmehlík, the big Czech defenseman, ahead to Khmylev. Éric Desjardins for the Canadiens, right wing for Bellows. His pass broken up by Khmylev, who sends it back in for the Sabres. Šmehlík couldn't keep it in. That's Khmylev turning back to Šmehlík. Damphousse on him and Desjardins. Nice pass to Bellows. Bellows couldn't control it though. Damphousse follows up. Carney has Bellows tied up. And Errey turns. The former Peterborough Pete, Bob Errey, a Montreal native, pulling away from Damphousse. Errey to the line, lost control on a poke check by Daniel. Damphousse cleared it down the ice. Ledyard back to touch it. Icing the call. 5:04 into the third period.
4 goals scored in the first 2 periods of this game. 1 here in the third on the Guy Carbonneau short-handed goal. There's a young fan. Get him young and train him. Canadians with both goals in the first period. The Muller goal after only 14 seconds. And then the Damphousse goal with the Canadians on a power play with 2 Sabres in the box. And Montreal controlled the first part of the period. But the second period was totally Buffalo. As you can see from the shots on goal in that period. Sutton and Bodger scoring late in the period in fairly rapid order. Bodger on a power play. And then the Carbonneau shorthanded goal coming in this period at 1:49.
LaFontaine against Muller. He wins the drop back to the point. Ledyard shot that hit a skate in front. And Keane clears. At center ice, Leclerc almost got loose, but Errey came back with the check. Rink wide pass to Presley. Daniel moved up on him. And now J.J. Daniel ahead to Kirk Muller. He opened the scoring. 14 seconds in. Muller goes down in the corner and lands on the puck. And he'll get a whistle.
There's a pretty good look at the shiner that Kirk Muller is sporting these days. Case of a few stitches between periods in game 2 the other night at the Forum. Said it before, Chris, I'll say it again. One of the nicest parts of my job this last hockey season was watching Kirk Muller play hockey. Scotty Bowman told me right after the Canadiens made the trade, Muller coming to Montreal for Stéphane Richer, he said he's an old-fashioned hockey player, an old-time hockey player. And indeed he is. Not that there's anything wrong with the good new-time hockey players, but Kirk just goes out every night without question and plays the same way, home or away.
And with his goal tonight, he has scored in 5 consecutive playoff games. Canadians looking for their 7th straight win. A 1-goal lead, 14:29 to go, 3rd period. Sweeney to the line. He's checked by Odelein. Loose puck in the zone, and Khmylev picks it up. Yuri Khmylev cross ice. There's a loose puck cleared by Patrice Brisebois after the shot by Houlder, and Houlder's upset with himself for not getting good wood on the shot, and he's talking to himself at the left point.
Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins are leading the Islanders at the Nassau Coliseum by a score of 2-1. That game is a little further advanced than this one. We understand that Mario, who is playing tonight, is taking a regular shift. He has 2 shots on goal, which I guess is kind of a bad night for him. Did not figure in any of the scoring in that game. But his team is ahead by 1, as the Canadiens are here near the 6-minute mark in this 3rd period. I think tonight the Buffalo team, you look at what's happening. It's the Bob Errey. Errey has played strong. May picked it up in the 2nd period. Any good effort from their 3rd and 4th liners.
But they did lose the services of Mogilny early in the 2nd. There's Brunet with the backhand right on. Looks for the rebound. Swept it wide. And we've got a penalty coming up this time against Buffalo. And it looks like Bob Errey is the culprit.
Mentioning the Canadiens forwards who hadn't had a shot on goal, 7 of them. Benoît Brunet was 1. He got his first shot of the game on the backhand from the right side, and that one appeared to have a little bit of room maybe between the legs of Grant Fuhr, but it didn't work. And here's Bob Errey playing a very aggressive game tonight. One of the Sabres who has a Stanley Cup ring. He's got a couple of them the last 2 years. Top left-hand corner of your screen here. There's the slash that Errey puts on Gilbert Dionne. And that sets up the Canadiens on a power play right here. Well, we'll take a look at the penalties, but there's been about 16 separate penalty calls made here tonight, so the Sabres and the Canadiens average will go up.
Canadiens 1 for 3 with the man advantage tonight. Desjardins shot. Banged off somebody wide, and the Sabres cleared around down the ice. So Montreal with another power play goal are 5 for 11 in the series, and they have a shorthanded marker from Guy Carbonneau tonight. So specialty teams have been a big difference in this series in favor of the Canadiens. Let's see if they can add to that with this man advantage as they try to pad their lead, looking for a little insurance. They move inside the line. Bellows drops it for Muller. Damphousse on that side as well. Back to Ramage. There's the shot. Hit a stick. Knocked down in front. And cleared by Colin Patterson. Minute and 10 seconds to go in the Errey slashing minor. Khmylev now out with Sweeney to kill the penalty, and the Canadiens drop back to get organized. Ramage on the tape ahead to Brunet. Benoît Brunet. Watched by Sweeney. Takes a good look. Back to Ramage. Shot right on, and Fuhr kicked it out, and Khmylev clears.
Well, Fuhr kicked it out in the right direction, too. Denis Savard was totally uncovered off to Fuhr's right.
Here comes Brisebois. 34 seconds to go in the power play. Dionne. Desjardins fires it in. Gilbert Dionne feeds it deep to Brunet. He lost possession against Ledyard. Gets it back again. Feeds Odelein at the point. Cross ice Desjardins. Hannan watching him. Éric Desjardins to Odelein. Cross ice. Savard one-times it, and Fuhr will club that. And hang on, and Dionne was knocked down by Ledyard.
Gilbert Dionne falls here. They're coming up with an announcement on a change in the Canadiens' goal. And they're giving the assist to Desjardins, not Brisebois. For those of you at home keeping score. And here's Denis Savard with the shot. The puck was kind of fluttering along the ice as it got to him, and it continued to flutter, as you notice there on the slow motion replay, as it got through to Grant Fuhr, who played it very carefully with the glove hand. 7 seconds left in the Buffalo penalty. Now, nothing's gone. They haven't really gone the way the Sabres wanted to go here in this third period, and that Carbonneau goal has sort of just quieted everything down here from a Buffalo standpoint.
Especially this crowd. With that Desjardins assist, he now has 8 points in the playoffs. That's second among all defensemen. Here's a rebound in front, and Šmehlík will clear. After it is Presley, he has a shorthanded goal in these playoffs. In front, big stop there by Fuhr on Yuri Khmylev. Canadians came close as the penalty has expired. Yuri Khmylev with the deflection, and Fuhr had to be sharp on that. The only defenseman with more points in the playoffs than Desjardins now is Paul Coffey with 11 in that first-round defeat against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Desjardins has done the job for the Canadiens, particularly with the injury to Matt Schneider. Here are the Sabres moving it in. Ledyard directed it towards the net. It hit a Canadian, and now Ramage tied up in the corner by Wood. Comes back to Ledyard again. Watched by Keane. Grant Ledyard. They put it behind the net. There's LaFontaine looking to center, and it's stolen by Houlder. Kevin Houlder up the left side on the left wing, and the Canadians roll it in on Fuhr.
That was a terrific save Fuhr made off Lehman.
With Ledyard. Now Randy Wood. Right wing pass. Audette couldn't handle it. Desjardins flipped it over the glass and into the crowd, down to 10:23 to go here in the third period. Canadians with a 1-goal lead.
We talked about the Grant Fuhr save off Gary Lehman. There it is. Lehman getting away from the defenseman Šmehlík and deflecting the puck, but Fuhr was very alert to keep the score 3-2 Montreal.
Sweeney, Khmylev, and May for Buffalo. Muller on the draw for the Canadians. Brad May trying to kick that puck loose. Real scrum for it. Ron Finn, the linesman, in the middle of it. And May has shown a lot of determination along the boards and in those scrums in this game. He checks his man again. Here's Brad May, and Desjardins made the defensive play, and May takes a whack at Patrice Brisebois as he clears the zone. In Sutton to Bill Houlder. Sweeney in the middle. Backhands it in. Khmylev giving chase against Daigneault. Muller helps out. Back to the point. There's Houlder's shot. Loose puck. Hawerchuk. One down. They score! Dale Hawerchuk.
We can run this back far enough. It's a giveaway by Kirk Muller. He tried to get the puck out of the zone, and it was blocked. Now Hawerchuk gets a couple of cracks at Benoît. The first one off the pad, and then from a sharp angle, the rebound as the puck follows him, and he backhands it from off the edge of the post. Good angle of it here. Watch the left leg of Benoît. There's the first stop. The puck hits Hawerchuk in the skate. He gets a bit of a break right there. Goes right back out in front, and he backhands it home. But it all started with a turnover at the Montreal blue line. And the Sabres have ignited the crowd again, and we are back into a tie situation.
Dick, this is the first year in Dale Hawerchuk's career that he has not led his team in scoring, but he is leading his team emotionally in this playoff series.
Assist number 23, Bill Houlder. Hawerchuk from Houlder. The time, 10-20.
Hawerchuk now has a goal and an assist tonight. Here's Audette working in. Loose puck, and somehow it stayed out. Oh, the Sabres come close to taking the lead. Canadians ice it, and there'll be a face-off as Hawerchuk and Houlder have words at center ice.
Boy, Kevin Houlder with a terrible giveaway deep in the Canadian zone. And that was a very quick play at the goal crease. It might have hit the post. But Kevin Houlder handed the puck right to the Sabres. Keep your eye on it here. It's off Roy, off a skate, back in, kicked out. Boy, I'll tell you. Reverse angle look right here. The shot comes in. The save is made. And Roy is down, and it just trickles right through. But a big chance for Buffalo, and Audette came very close to giving the Sabres the lead.
Hawerchuk wins the draw. Houlder's shot, and that hit the side of the net, the outside of the post. Houlder's got a good shot. Now he feeds across the other side. A lot of these goals for Buffalo in the series originating with the defenseman. Houlder right on. Audette looks for the rebound. And the Sabres have regained their jump. DiPietro clears it in. Fuhr out of the goal. Sends it to the boards. And now Randy Wood starts down the ice. There's the shot. Off the target and deflecting over the glass and out of play. We're tied in Buffalo, and the fans rising to their feet again.
Buffalo coming very close. Audette, Hawerchuk in after the giveaway deep in the Canadian zone. It's off Roy's skate. Might go off Paul DiPietro's skate here somewhere along the way. It stays out, but not by much. And I think Patrick Roy had better brace himself for a wild finish here with 8:43 left in the third period. The way the Buffalo team has suddenly come alive again. Always listen to see how goals can pep things up.
Here's a giveaway again. Khmylev in the zone, looking to center. May parked in front. Here's the pass. Šmehlík picked up by Roy. Here's another chance. Šmehlík. Oh, he shot wide. Šmehlík alone in front, and he missed the target. It's all Buffalo right now. Bodger centers a May. Fired it just wide of the open corner. Khmylev falls down. Desjardins around the boards. Bodger pinching in. The Sabre defenseman keeping the heat on the Canadians. And now cleared to center. Leclerc can't find it. Desjardins sends it in on Fuhr. Tied at 3 with under 8 minutes to go in regulation time. Funny hop off the boards. And now it comes to Bodger. He sends it in and goes to the Sabre bench. Presley, Errey are out there now with LaFontaine, who jumps away from a hit. Ramage tied up. Here's Carney fanning on a shot. Presley and Ramage have something going. Errey centers it, and Carbonneau was there to check LaFontaine. LaFontaine hits the Canadiens captain against the boards. Errey helps out. And these fans really into it as Errey tries to kick it free. Still tied up. Carbonneau wants a whistle. It comes loose and comes outside the line.
Chris, John Muckler's got his intensity.
Certainly does. There's a hit by Ronan on Ledger. And it's chopped by Dionne down the ice, and the Canadians hanging on here as the Sabres look for the go-ahead goal.
There's a saying in hockey that a team is running around in its own end of the rink when it gets in the kind of trouble that Montreal has been in these last few minutes. They're doing a 100-meter dash down there when it comes to running around. They just can't get anything organized. The Sabres are on top of them, and the Canadians are just in desperation.
Timeout, Montreal.
Giving the puck away. Wayne Presley has been very physical in this hockey game. You see Presley and Ramage in their little set two. Meanwhile, as we're looking at all of this happening, Jacques Demers, trying to get his team back on track, has called a timeout. Here's the hit that Ledyard takes. So it's getting rather rough. And the goaltender's the guy who suffers in all of this. Oh, I'll tell you, they had some chances. Šmehlík in particular had a couple. Patrick Roy stopped one of them. Now take a look at this. He's all alone. Nice play off the skate, goes for the top shelf. Good play. Patrick moving across, but he flipped it up high. And Roy might have got a piece of that shot with his stick and deflected it up. Well, he's been here before in playoff competition, and he is here again.
He was saying to me this morning that it's easy to stay focused in Buffalo because the shots come at you from all angles. Well, they certainly are right now. And that's why Jacques Demers had to call the timeout.
This building, the ice surface is 7 feet shorter and 1 foot narrower than is the case at the Montreal Forum. Guy Carbonneau talked about that off the top of the show. The turnovers in the neutral zone, things happen a lot quicker, but there hasn't been much neutral zone play. It's all happening inside the 60 feet from the blue line to the Canadiens' net.
Well, the best line for Buffalo tonight, back out. Hawerchuk, Wood, and Audette. DiPietro on the ice for the Canadiens with Damphousse and Keane as they try to quell this rally by the Sabres after the timeout, but Buffalo still persistent in their attack. DiPietro against the boards, and he gets it outside the line. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Third period, a 3-3 tie. Carbonneau and Hawerchuk, the veteran center icemen, have traded goals in this third period. Damphousse, his centering pass knocked away by the Sabres. Odelein back to Brisebois. Damphousse, he has a goal tonight. Gives it to DiPietro. Here's Paul DiPietro. Centers it. Keane. Shot. Hit the goal post. Keane had Fuhr beat and went off the post. Close call there and a big collision. Sutton and Daniel. Damphousse off the boards. Here's a chance and a shot going wide. Canadiens come close. Sabres clear off the boards. Kept in by Keane. Behind the net, DiPietro lost his stick and his helmet. Now he has the puck. Paul DiPietro in front off the skate. And now it's the Sabres hanging on. Sweeney skates to center. Great third period at the odd in Buffalo. Brad May, watched by Savard. May trying to spin away. Brad May through the goal crease wide. Bodger moves up. Bodger watched by Ronan. LaFontaine with the loose puck. Khmylev behind the net. He takes a look. Yuri Khmylev backhand. Wad down. Benoît Brunet. The two teams trading chances. Now a lead pass for Savard. Denis Savard. He ripped the shot wide. LaFontaine out to center. 4:53 to go. Third period. Bodger. LaFontaine behind the net. Little confusion there, but the Sabres work it out. Khmylev hit hard by Muller. And Dick, this has been the best period of the series.
Yeah, best sequence of action one way and then the other. Montreal's turned it around a little bit here now.
Have they ever? Bellows centers it. Here's a loose puck. Under 4.5 minutes to go. Another centering pass off a skate and Errey out at center ice. LaFontaine after it against Bellows, who clears it back in. Bob Errey takes a look. Long lead pass to Presley, and he'll fire it into the Canadian zone. 4:04 to go, and a shot right on. Daniel off the glass. Kept in at the line. Loose puck. Here's a chance. Right in front. And Presley couldn't get a shot away. Stolen by Hawerchuk. Now Errey taken down and the fans react, but Carbonneau coolly skates to center. Guy Carbonneau tripped up at the line. Ledyard off the boards, up ahead it goes. Here's Presley with Wood. Cross ice pass. Here's the shot going wide. Ledyard now loses his balance, kept in. Hawerchuk in front. Wood and Patrick Roy hangs on with Randy Wood on the doorstep. What action here in Buffalo.
Mike Keane of the Canadiens had a great chance to break the tie here a moment ago. Watch the post to the glove side of Grant Fuhr. The puck gets by the goalie, but it doesn't get by the post. Sabres' key in this period is get the puck inside the Montreal line. They're forcing the Canadiens, double-teaming them, sending two men in, and causing all kinds of confusion within the ranks as the Canadiens struggle to get the puck out of the zone.
A lot of folks with fingers crossed here in Buffalo that the Sabres can get back in the series with a victory tonight. Tied at 3:27 to go. Carbonneau gave the Canadiens the lead early in the third on a shorthanded goal from Éric Desjardins, but Hawerchuk at 10:20 from Bill Houlder has the Sabres back to even. Sweeney against Muller on this face-off to Patrick Roy's right. May and Khmylev out there up front for Buffalo. Ryan Bellows and John Leclerc for the Canadiens, and Leclerc will take the face-off now as Muller's waved out, and May for Buffalo. From the draw, Desjardins around the boards, and Carney can't keep it in. Sweeney clears it back for the Sabres. Desjardins comes out to center ice. Ledyard with it there. Down goes Leclerc. Ledyard back in for the Sabres. Takes the shot that hit May and goes over the net. Carney pinching in for the Sabres. It comes loose. And now Muller has it for the Canadiens to John Leclerc. Under 3 minutes left. Leclerc with the high shot over Fuhr. Odelein moves up. Behind the goal. There's big Leclerc. He's knocked down. Ledyard battling him for the puck. And Bob Sweeney takes over. Just flips to center. Sabres getting ready to change. Carney. Hawerchuk's back out and takes the pass. Dale Hawerchuk. In front. Wood. Just missed it. Audette is there. Audette centers. Shoots. Patrick Roy down. Made another big stop on Donald Audette, who's been dangerous in this third period. Damphousse and Keane back in for the Canadiens. Here's Mike Keane clearing to the corner. Damphousse gives chase against Houlder. Up the boards, cut off by Keane. In front, DiPietro. Rolling it to Fuhr. And a whistle with 2:03 to go. And with the Stanley Cup update, here's Scott.
Chris, the game just over at Nassau County Coliseum. Number 66, Mario Lemieux, with less than a minute left. He feeds number 7 of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Joey Mullen. Mullen perseveres and finally gets the puck into the open Islander net. That makes it 3-1 for the Penguins. They go on to win it 3-1 and take a 2-1 lead in that Patrick Division final.
Well, there's one team previously unbeaten on home ice in the playoffs that has bitten the dust, the New York Islanders. The Sabres look like they might suffer the same fate here on a couple of occasions in this game, especially early when Montreal had the 2-0 lead. If you have just joined us and are looking for Alexander Mogilny, he was taken from the ice and then to the hospital with a badly damaged right ankle. We haven't had the final assessment of his injury, but that's where Mogilny is. There's a guy in a fighting mood.
Is Sabres putting up a fight here in the third period? Trying to avoid falling behind 3-0 in the series. Boy, this kind of hockey has everybody in great spirits. Bodger to Errey. Here's Bob Errey. Good skating forward. On the right side, LaFontaine. He's tied up by Desjardins. Presley after it. Wayne Presley put on the brakes. Stays with it. Behind the goal, LaFontaine. Hopped over his stick. He takes Desjardins down. Now Mike Keane for the Canadiens, and Damphousse skate out. Damphousse watched by Šmehlík. And Errey. Up ahead for Bodger, and he backhands it out to center ice. Errey goes down with Keane as the 12s collide. Benoît Brunet turns to a forehand and a spinning shot. Kicked out by Fuhr. Kept in by Odelein. Now it's outside the line. As Odelein and Errey get their gloves up. Less than a minute to go in regulation time. Brad May on left wing for Buffalo. Stopped by Odelein. And Sutton turns. The young defenseman flips it into the Canadian zone. And play whistle down. It hit somebody at the Canadiens bench.
That hit Ron Finn on the back of the head as it was going into the bench. And the veteran linesman is scratching his head and shaking it off. Well, it's overtime time in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They've already played more games around the league than any other overtime year. There you see what happened in the semis. 31.8% of the games went into overtime. It's an even higher percentage in the divisional finals so far and counting here in Buffalo with 39.4 seconds left, and it's tied 3-3.
Dick, just about everybody on either side's been watching the Leafs and the Blues on the off day and talking about that series, and well, maybe they're going to take a page out of the book of the Norris final. The most common score in the playoffs this year has been 4-3, and I'd bet more than a couple of dollars that 4-3 will be the final here tonight.
You got 39.4 seconds to make that one come through for you, Chris.
Bodger clears it in for the Sabres. Comes to Sutton. There's a shot off the mark, and Brad May leads the forecheckers for Buffalo. Bellows off the boards and pass Bodger out to center. Khmylev will clear it back in. As you watch the clock here, the Sabres trying to win it before overtime. Sweeney backhands in front, loose for Sutton, shoots. Oh, walk down, and a close call there. Sutton again swinging at it, and the Canadiens clear it. As the clock winds down, we're headed to sudden death again.
They have stopped the game here with .5 showing on the clock now. A couple of the players turned to head out, but the whistle went. And I don't know why. Unless it was hit by a high stick down the ice. I thought the Canadiens just cleared it down. Wait a minute, now they're going over the timer's bench. Boy, there was a close chance. So all of this action around the Montreal net, but they ruled that the clock misfired and the period is indeed over. The game was almost over. With all of this, Sutton in close. There's that defense moving up again for Buffalo and figuring in the offense. And how can you describe this? Need a better analyst than me, folks, and all of that sort of thing. That was just follow the bouncing puck, take a crack at it, river hockey, and it didn't go in the net. So for the second straight time, Chris, game 2 was an OT, and here we are in game 3 in Buffalo, overtime.
This one was a beauty. The third period, and there's still more to come. It's tied at 3 after 60 minutes at the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo. And we'll return with our Stanley Cup playoff overtime intermission in a moment. Thank you, Scott. Both teams 3-1 in overtime play in the 1993 Stanley Cup playoffs. Carbonneau was the hero 2 nights ago. Who will it be at the odd in Buffalo tonight?
Well, here's who the heroes have been for Buffalo. The overtime winning goal scored by Yuri Khmylev, Bob Sweeney, and Brad May. Here's the tying goal in tonight's game. Watch the puck come back and hit Hawerchuk on the skate. Bit of a break there after the save by Roy with the left leg. But boy, you're a good goal scorer. You're an experienced pro. You take advantage of that. And good reaction by Hawerchuk. Vincent Damphousse, Kirk Muller, and Carbonneau have scored the overtime winners in the playoffs for Montreal. And the fans are whooping it up as Kerry Fraser gets set to drop the puck in this one.
Muller, Dionne, and Bellows start for the Canadiens. Sweeney, May, and Khmylev for Buffalo. And we're underway. Sudden death overtime in game 3 of the Adams final. Brisebois and Daniel on defense. Left wing pass Dionne. He'll flip it into the Buffalo zone. Muller first man after it. Sweeney clears it around the boards. Khmylev looking for it. Loose puck in front. Sweeney took it away from Dionne. Brad May up the left wing. And Bellows fired it back in offside.
Chris, you might be right, but the team's coming out and chopping on it without worrying and playing it cagey and firing and falling back. And I hope they do. That makes for the best hockey.
Brian Bellows 8 goals against the Sabres this year.
Well, he hasn't exactly been spotted tonight by Jacques Demers. He's played a lot of hockey. Broken ribbon all.
And the lines that started puck still out after 32 seconds. Sutton and Ledyard are the defensemen on the ice for Buffalo. Sutton out at center ice. The Canadiens line cleared away by Odelein. Lyle Odelein +5 in the playoffs. Flips to center. And Sweeney turns for the Sabres. Here comes Bob Sweeney. Cross-ice pass, and it came outside the line as Sweeney looked for the defenseman joining the play.
Well, when this is finally over, whenever, early or late, we will have our Molson 3-star selection for you. So there's a clean-cut candidate right now for #1 spot, which leaves it wide open for whoever scores the winning goal.
Doug Bodger's had a strong game. Hawerchuk for the Sabres.
I noticed the ice is very wet in some places. It's not that warm here this evening in Buffalo, but in this overtime, there's a lot of damp spots around.
Bodger clears it in. The shot's 32-26. In the game as Errey and LaFontaine double-team their man. Bodger behind the net. LaFontaine in front. Patrick Roy there. Presley now. Sweeping behind the net. LaFontaine hit by DiPietro. The Sabre captain. One hands it to the side of the net. Damphousse starts back. Ahead to Keane off his skate. Damphousse follows up. He hits the line. Into the corner. Some of the fans thought that was offside, but play continued and the Sabres get it out. The veteran Rob Ramond up to Keane. He is checked. Bodger has it in his skates. And now Damphousse at center. Denis Savard on the move. He takes the pass. And his return feed broken up by Šmehlík. Now it's Randy Wood. Inside the line. Wood clears it to the corner. LaFontaine heading to the bench. Here's a loose puck. Cleared away. Rob Ramage takes Hawerchuk to the boards. Wood behind the goal. Audette on the far side. He led all shooters with 5 shots on goal through regulation time. Hawerchuk watched by Ramage and knocked down. Ledyard at the point. Back in for Wood. Randy Wood for Hawerchuk behind the net. Dale Hawerchuk in front. Hawerchuk after it again. Oh, he's had a strong game. Back to the point. Ledyard shot deflected into the corner by Ramage. Ramage knocked down. Wood trying to dig it free, and Ramage wisely covers up.
And paid a bit of a price in so doing. And there's that pattern of play again that we saw so often during the latter stages. The Sabres all over the Canadiens inside the Montreal line, forcing turnovers, beating with the puck. But that all started with a dandy defensive play by Šmehlík. It was a pretty dangerous-looking rush that the Canadiens had going. Denis Savard and Vincent Damphousse. Šmehlík broke it up, and the play resulted going down into the Canadian zone. And some pressure. LaFontaine with a good chance. Dale Hawerchuk as well, coming around from behind the net. And it went off his stick and wide. Pat LaFontaine with the only shot in overtime. And it came from close range.
LaFontaine out there again with Khmylev and May. Carbonneau for the Canadiens. John LeClair. And Ed Ronan. Ronan was the key player in the Carbonneau winning goal 2 nights ago. Sutton pinching in for Buffalo. The Sabre defensemen have been taking a lot of chances since midway in the second. Khmylev shot, put it in front. May shoots just wide. Brad May with the spinning shot, didn't miss by much. LeClair now gets it out. Ronan knocked down. Ledyard just got enough of him. Otherwise, Ronan might have been in alone. Khmylev knocked to the ice. LaFontaine falls over Khmylev. Cleared around. Look at Ledyard pinch in now. All the Sabre defensemen doing their best to keep it in the zone. Presley against the boards, and now Carbonneau flips it out. Giving chase is the speedy Ronan. He's being watched by Bodger. LeClair forechecking. Muller with the big hit. Bodger around the far side. Errey gets it by Odelein. And Sweeney knocks it out. Kirk Muller at center ice. We've played 4 minutes of overtime. Here's Sweeney. Bob Sweeney, wrist shot. And that one goes high off, I think, Patrick Roy. And the fans thought that had the Canadian netminder beaten. While we have the opportunity, we'd like to salute the people that make Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC possible. The head of Network Television Sports, Alan Clark. The executive producer of Hockey Night in Canada is Ron Harrison. Our Adams Division final, produced by Ed Milliken and directed by Ronaldo De Cesare, and our entire Adams Division playoff team doing another fine job tonight at the Odd in Buffalo, and we hope you're enjoying all the action. Sweeney, Audette, and Wood. This is normally Dale Hawerchuk's line. Šmehlík out at center ice. High in the air, brought down by Dionne. Fuhr leaves it for Bodger, hit by Bellows. Now it's centered in front, and Fuhr got his stick on it. Odelein at the point, his shot. Through traffic wide, Bellows turns, knocked down in front by Sutton. Now here's a loose puck for Gilbert Dionne. The back pass, Šmehlík is there, and he clears it down the ice as the Sabres looked a little disorganized in their own zone. Daniel touching and icing the call against Buffalo.
Bodies are falling in overtime, and you have to wonder if Carey Fraser isn't just putting the whistle in his pocket, but that's okay. Things are moving along very nicely. Some good action. Now, really, fella. Well, maybe he had a tough day at school. It's all right. I'll bet he was pumped up when the game started. Probably talked his folks into letting him come on a weekday. Just the one shot. It seems like there should have been more. We played 4:46. He has been here before. Grant Fuhr in overtime, and so is he. Ron Finn. I wonder how many overtime games in the playoffs that Ron has worked.
Interesting line change here as Hawerchuk moves in between Brad May and Khmylev after playing the entire game with Donald Audette and Randy Wood. Here's Khmylev behind the net. Houlder's moved up, but the Canadians get control. Keane against the boards, pass Houlder down the ice, and Kevin Collins signals no icing. Sutton back to get it, watched by Damphousse. Off the boards, cross ice pass, a good one on the take to Hawerchuk. Hits the line and lost control. Now it's Vincent Damphousse back, 2-on-2 with Keane. Damphousse cuts into the middle, Khmylev picks him up. Now Keane against the boards, can't control it, up ahead. J.J. Daniel shot off a skate. Hawerchuk around the boards, there's Khmylev on the left wing with May. Yuri Khmylev shot off an ankle. Benoît Brunet will turn for the Canadiens. Denis Savard there at the line. Through to Brisebois. Gary Leeman loose. And a good defensive play by Pat LaFontaine to stop the pass cross ice. Wayne Presley sending away Ledyard. Cross ice for LaFontaine. Bob Errey digging for the puck. Waugh out of the goal. And it slides past Keith Carney up to center. Daniel with 6 minutes, 15 seconds gone in overtime. Ledyard. Lead pass goes off the skate, in on Patrick Roy, off the boards. There's Errey after it. Errey and Savard, down goes Denny. Puck kept in at the line, and now out for the Canadiens. Brunet at the end of a shift clears it into the Buffalo zone. A wholesale change for the Canadiens. Lead pass, Donald Audette. Here's Audette dancing over the line, shot right on. Audette after the rebound. Sweeney in the corner, takes the kick pass from Audette. And now Carbonneau breaks out. Ed Ronan on his right, cuts in the middle, shoots high. Carbonneau after the rebound, off the side of the net. Ronan in the corner. Behind the goal it goes. John LeClair, bodied by Bodger. Carbonneau centers, and out come the Sabres. Audette and Wood. Odette, shot! Glove save by Patrick Roy. He'll hang on.
That fellow with the baseball glove must have come from the ball game. The Pittsburgh Pirates played an exhibition game here today against the Buffalo Bisons. A lot of the fans came right from the ballpark to the hockey rink, which within walking distance. Here's Audette. I can tell you that Chris Cuthbert thought that Audette thinks that Audette might be the guy to score the goal, and he drills one here from the outer rim of the circle, and Patrick Roy makes the save. Now, the question is, some of the Canadian players yelled, was it offside? Look at the top of your screen. Oh, yes. That would have been an interesting call had Audette been able to blast that one past Roy on the short side.
That line of Audette, Hawerchuk, and Wood had the most shots on goal during regulation time, but John Muckler has changed it up a bit. Now he's got Dave Hannan on the ice. We haven't seen Hannan in a while. Khmylev centers. Hannan can't pull the trigger. May knocks it to the sideboards, looking to center. Now he hits Khmylev with the pass. Yuri Khmylev, weak shot, goes through the goal crease. Hannan after it in the corner. Been through these wars before with the Oilers. And a face-off in the Canadian zone.
And it's a time of the game when the guys who've been through the wars are really in the war. Brad May has had a handy game, made a good play right there. Gilbert Dionne is a sniper. But you have to be impressed with the Sabres, the likes of May, and I think Wayne Presley has been the most physical presence on the ice tonight.
Again, if you're joining us late in the second period, Alexander Mogilny left the ice, taken to hospital with a suspected broken ankle. Sweeney and Muller on this faceoff. To Patrick Roy's left. Canadians control. Bellows flips it out at center ice. Šmehlík. Dionne watching him. Bodger at center, clears it back in. Khmylev gives chase for the Sabres. Sweeney batted it with his hand, but the Canadians play it. Here comes Muller with Dionne and Bellows. Brian Bellows trying to center it in front, and it goes to Doug Bodger. And the assistant captain leads the Sabres into the Canadian zone. Bodger flips it behind the goal. Buffalo wants a line change as Errey comes on. Presley can't back the bouncing puck, and it's Bellows against Bodger. Brian Bellows, the shot blocked by Bodger. Bellows again, feeds the point. There's a shot, they score!
The Canadians are ecstatic. The Sabres are stunned. The first Montreal shot in the overtime by Patrice Brisebois. Coming after Doug Bodger made a good defensive play on Brian Bellows. The puck comes back and it's just lofted in, if you will, and Fuhr may have been screened by Dionne in front of the Buffalo goal crease. The puck went up over Fuhr's shoulder, and the Canadians are still celebrating at center ice. Boy, I'll tell you, Chris, I was just about to mention that the Sabres had had all the shots in overtime. It's almost half over the first period. And then Brisebois threads the needle. Not a big blast. Now here's the play. Bellows let a shot go. Bodger stopped it. And Bellows was able to get it back. And Brisebois just drifted it in, and I think that Dionne did the job screening Fuhr, who looks totally baffled. And the Canadians take a 3-0 lead in the series.
So the crowd here at the auditorium stunned by the goal. Bellows had the shot blocked, fed the point, and Brisebois with his first playoff goal. And the play to get Bellows back into the Canadiens lineup certainly works. He has a goal and an assist, or 2 assists. And the Canadiens take a stranglehold in the series. They lead 3-0.
The Montreal Canadiens are one team on a mission and, of course, a franchise steeped in hockey tradition and success. The Canadiens are responding to the challenges of Stanley Cup playoff hockey. 6 straight wins as they headed into the auditorium in Buffalo, and it didn't take the Canadiens long. 14 seconds into the game, Kirk Muller beats Grant Fuhr. Then on the power play, it's Montreal again. Bellows and Desjardins. Bellows a pass to Vincent Damphousse, parked beside Fuhr all alone, and Damphousse makes it 2-0 for the Canadiens. Sabres 76 goal scorer Alexander Mogilny suffers a serious injury here, involved in a collision. His face showing tremendous pain. A break in his right leg just above the calf muscle. A costly loss to the Buffalo Sabres. Mogilny out. Buffalo defenseman got the Sabres back into the game. Ken Sutton set up in front, spins around. He beats Patrick Waugh. Then on the power play, BC native Doug Bodger combines with Hawerchuk and LaFontaine. Bodger's shot, he's number 8, and it's a 2-2 tie. In the third period, Montreal captain Guy Carbonneau bounces one off Bodger's skate. The Canadiens have the lead. But the Sabres come back to tie at 10:20 of the third. Dale Hawerchuk, who had a strong game, gets the equalizer, and it forces overtime. And in overtime, a shot by Brisebois, deflected by Gilbert Dionne, past Grant Fuhr. And that was it, as the Montreal Canadiens celebrate. After 2 losses to Quebec, the Canadiens have now won 7 straight. The Sabres out shooting Montreal 36-27. Patrick Waugh